diurnal raptors. So the first I know it's really, really cool, but again, he might talk to you guys, so you might get to hear him a little bit. But the first group of diurnal raptors we have today are the hawks. So this is a type of hawk that's going to be probably the most common type of hawk that you'll see around here. And this hawk is called the red-tailed hawk. The red-tailed hawk, again, super, super common. They get that name, the red-tailed hawk, because it's a hawk that has a red tail. So if you look at the color of his tail's red. He's also a hawk, so he gets a really well-named red-tailed hawk. Now, I said they're really, really common. One of the most common places that you'll find these guys a lot of the times is on the side of major roadways. They actually hang out along the side of major roadways because they learn that that's where their food is a lot of times. So what happens is people will litter out their cars all the time. They'll throw out, McDonald's wrappers, even something biodegradable like an apple or a banana peel. It doesn't matter what it is. People will throw that trash out the side of their cars, and what all that trash does is attracts rodents. All those rodents love to investigate and sometimes eat all that trash. And then the rodents end up attracting all of these red-tailed hawks. So it's kind of a level builder there. The trash attracts the rodents attract these red-tailed hawks, and then these guys grow up really, really quickly. So they go from hatching out of an egg about that size about, to that fully grown that size in only a couple of months. So they grow up really, really quickly. They grow up learning know how to hunt, learning know where to hunt, and their parents definitely don't teach them to look both ways before they cross the street. So they learn knowing how to hunt. They grow up learning knowing how to hunt, like I said. So when they see that rodent on the other side of the road, they oftentimes will go right in after that rodent. They'll lock their eyes in on that target, and they definitely don't look both ways before they cross the street. So sometimes they can end up being hit by cars. So that's unfortunately one of the main reasons we get birds admitted into a rehabilitation hospital every year, because they end up being hit by cars. Now they're not all necessarily red-tailed hawks. They're not all necessarily hit by cars, so you can tell a lot of times by the type of injury that they have and where they were found that they were hit by a car, mostly trying to go after rodents on the other side of the road. So a really easy way to save a lot of these guys is just throw trash away in the appropriate bin and not litter, and you can end up saving a lot of these red-tailed hawks and a lot of these raptors' lives. Now, I said they're really common. You can find them along major roadways. You can also find them on campus. Right here at Auburn University, a lot of times, people will give us a call saying they have this really, really big eagle sitting outside their office window. You get that call quite frequently. And they'll say, they'll send us a picture of it, this eagle, it's really cool. 9 times out of 10, actually, I would say more than 9 times out of 10, it's just a common red-tailed hawk that is sitting outside their window. So these guys are really, really common. If you guys haven't seen a red-tailed hawk recently, you need to spend a lot less time looking down and more time looking up, because these guys are absolutely everywhere. And it's cool that these guys are everywhere. These guys can hunt a rat a day, every single day of its life. So they're excellent natural rodent control. These guys can live, 10 to 15 years, even longer than that in the wild sometimes. So if you say, or if you're doing the math, I'm not going to do this math, but if they hunt and take a rat every single day of its life for 15 years, that's a lot of rats and mice that they're taking out of the environment. So these guys are really awesome to have around. Now, these guys have excellent vision. It said that if they could read, which they can't, but if they could read easily one of those books on the other side of the library, but they could read a book from about a mile away, which is incredible. I can't even read the books over here. It's too far for me. But these birds have excellent vision. So they can see, all that stuff super, super far away. They don't zoom in on it like binoculars. They just have really, really, really high definition vision. So they can see all those really, really small details. But they can also see all the same colors we can. They can see all the blues and the greens and the yellows and all that stuff. But they can also see UV light as well, which is something we can't see at all. So we can't see UV light, but these guys can. We think it's really helpful that these guys can see UV light, because urine is actually UV light reflective, and the rodents that these guys will hunt will actually leave urine trails. So you can see all those trails in the urine that the rodents will leave behind, and then you can find exactly where those rodents are hanging out. They can sit there, wait for a rodent to pop up, and then swoop down, catch it, and eat it. And that's how they prefer to hunt most of the time. They prefer to be sit-and-wait predators. They don't fly around for the fun of it. I know they have wings. If we had wings, it'd be really awesome. I'd fly around and go sightseeing across the country. That'd be really cool. But these birds don't fly around for the fun of it. They fly around only when they need to. So that's pretty much only when they're actively hunting and actively looking for food. So again, they prefer to hunt most of the time by just sitting there and waiting for something to show itself, and they'll swoop down and eat it. But if they get hungry enough, that's when they'll choose to start taking off and soaring around. These birds have really big, wide, broad wings that are made for soaring. We'll see his wings in a little bit here. So if you imagine this bird up in the air, holding those wings out, he can kind of soar around effortlessly without needing to flap very much at all. It takes a lot of energy to fly. They don't fly all the time because it's really exhausting. That's like asking why we don't run everywhere. If I were to run everywhere I went, I'd be out of breath all the time. I get so tired really, really easily. So these birds don't fly around all the time just because it makes them really tired. But these guys can kind of soar around, just kind of hold their wings open and soar around pretty effortlessly. And again, using that excellent vision to look down back at the ground and try to find rodents or anything else to eat that, you know, if they're really, really hungry. Now again, these are really, really common types of birds. Again, if you haven't seen a red-tailed hawk, you can also probably find a red-tailed hawk. It probably wouldn't take too long if you go right outside here, you'll probably find a red-tailed hawk soaring above us. But some of the other types of hawks you might see around here are the red-shouldered hawk.